I mean, we've sort of moved into TikTok and EP quite nicely because that's what we wanted to do anyway. So that was nice. But we wanted to speak to you about. Yeah, thank you.
Just a running commentary, Joe.
Ruined the segue by mentioning that
You just completely killed that dead of its tracks. It's now
we edit it. Just edit it out.
No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to. That's
right.
Left there. That's left there forever now.
Yeah, true. We don't have the effort to edit out. But with Reels, what was it like sort of blowing up from that? Because we sort of followed you before, say like last year, and then it was almost like January time. It was like you went from like however many followers to like 30K in like
fucking insane.
Like a night. And I remember El saying, he was like, "Have you seen Crawlers?" And I was like, "Oh no,
have you seen Crawlers recently?
Are they releasing a song or what?" And he was like, "No, they're like." They've like blown up, and I was
their
like,
Instagram. I was like, your Instagram just went fucking wild. Like literally, I was like on it.
We were refreshing, and it was going up by thousands.
It was like
followers.
7,000 followers a day at one point. It was actually ridiculous.
It was fucking crazy.
It was so scary though. Like for us, we were so used to like getting like 2 likes, and then all of a sudden, like all these people were like following us. And again, well, you know what I mean? Like, just like a very small, like little audience that we had gotten very comfortable with the size of that audience. And then all of a sudden it was like, it gone from like, I don't know how many we had, like 2,000, something like that. All of a sudden it was like 5,000, 10,000, 15. And we were like,
we were like passing bands that we have loved and respected, like follower wise. And it was freaking us the fuck out.
Yeah, it was scary.
It was so scary.
It was so scary because all of a sudden it's like people know that we exist. And that was a very like, exposing thing.
Yeah.
We were like, oh my God, like people actually know who we are. And it was very, very surreal.
I think what's crazy is that we had been working so hard for such a point of time. And it wasn't like we weren't reaping the benefits because we were creating the music that we wanted, but we were working so hard and suddenly it just started paying off like out of nowhere, like everything that we thought.
Yeah.
Not that it was just crazy. And it was very hard to be like, we fucking deserve this because we work.
Wasn't even like it was the followers that, was like really rewarding. Like just loads of good things happened to us around that time.
Oh yeah. That's when we we signed to the labels we were part of. That's when we started getting links with really good producers and Pete and stuff. That's when we were writing songs that we were just like, Jesus Christ, our songwriting's getting better. It seemed like everything kind of just fell into place.
Like Harry had only just joined us as well.
Harry joined us and then we started blowing up. Like it was like everything kind of happened for a reason.
All the stars and the planets were aligned.
It's his saxophone getting the ladies. That's
Oh, see you later.
What's happened?
Oh no, he was loving that as well. He was like, "What? Don't stop, please."
Please compliment me.
We temporarily lost them, but it's all right. We'll plow on. Sure,
they'll jump back on in a sec. Sure.
Yeah.
Who's the host of the meeting?
Me.
Oh, that's sweet.
I think so.
The back.
Don't know what happened there. We left.
We just finished the interview. It's all wrapped up now.
Yeah.
Sound.
Brilliant.
But yeah, Instagram Reels, that was really crazy. And I think like I kind of set myself a goal because I've always been quite, and especially just like with Crawlers and everything, and I've always been quite well versed in Instagram and I never really understood TikTok and Reels. And I really went ham and studied that shit. Like I went crazy and we just backhandedly just started posting stuff on Instagram Reels. And we were doing it when it just became a thing as well. So I think we were one of the first people to stop blowing up because of Instagram Reels, and we're the first people to start engaging with how amazing they are.
On it, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's definitely like slowed down.
Yeah. I think we just hit the algorithm at the right time because Reels were a new thing. So obviously Instagram wanted Reels to be a bigger thing. So that we just hit the sweet spot, I reckon.
Yeah,
we really did.
Very lucky with the timing.
We did. I think everything was really found at the right place. And I think like what's funny with the Reels is like we get so many amazing people getting our music. Obviously our streams have like 10 times the amount. And we've got amazing people who are just the kindest to us. But then we also get like the most
like the nastiest people on them.
Really?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh guys, it's the thing is it becomes a joke because you click on their profiles and it'll just be a picture of a car and I'm like, okay, I understand where you
I mean, we never take it to heart, but it's just funny. Like it's actually so funny.
But because we blew up so quickly, people think we're an industry plant. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I saw you tweeting about that.
Honestly, people like we get so many comments.
Compliment.
Yeah, I'm like, you think we've got that much money? You
Like-
think what to pay for verification? Nice. Like,
Honestly, it's
You can't be selling trainers if I was an industry plant. No.
honestly. But like Amy said, like we just make jokes out of it. Like Amy's even made like a full-on TikTok, like using some of the comments that we had, and it was just hilarious.
and what's even funnier is that blew up and we got loads more followers. From
Yeah, we
that.
It's the irony.
Yeah.
I think like it's one thing that you kind of start learning when you get a bit more people like getting into music and stuff, that there's always going to be some people who hate your music. And it's really funny when, okay, music's completely subjective. Of course, not everyone's going to like our music, but when people just start thinking the word industry plan, it's so funny. I'm like, girl, I'm on a fucking student loan. What do you think? If Universal could be paying me, I'd be taking that right now.
I know. I think it's a classic thing with the indie scene. I think is that as soon as everyone will build you up until you do well, and then they're like, oh fuck them. Like,
Yeah.
look at them now that they've got thousands of followers. We just hate them all of a sudden. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Like, I
It
just
is very
can't get my head
bizarre.
around that mindset of like people just hate it when bands do well. It's weird.
They'll like stop supporting you, which is because obviously we like, well, just friends we've built over the years with like doing different gigs and stuff. Like we'll always still support everyone we meet along the way. But then I don't know, like we've had there's like a few examples that come to mind where people like, you know, saying nasty things about us, and it's just like, well, I'm not going to support you anymore.
Honestly, but the funny thing for me is they were the people who supported us, and then after we blew up, they started slagging us off, and they think we don't know, but we know that they've been slagging us
If
off.
you've been slagging us off, we know.
Like, we know.
Can we get a
That's
hint?
the thing, like,
No.
There's a hint, just a slight. Can
No,
we
I have
like a
not.
rhyme or
Not
like a
causing-
like a riddle? Can we get a riddle?
No, no, we're not causing beef because it's just not worth
it's just-
it.
Beef
It's
gets
just
followers.
not worth it.
It will help us.
Publicity is good publicity.
Exactly. We can stir the pot. It helps us.
I am not in the mood for beef. No.
No, it's funny because like the ones, it's just for us, like it's nice being able to shout out small artists we feel deserve a platform. Like one example is we've got a friend called Torture. She goes to our uni. I think her music's fucking sick. And like I was just making a post on a TikTok just about artists I think are really, really good. And I included her, and she gave us a big message, didn't she, guys? Just like, thanks so much for shouting me out. My monthly listeners have just like tripled. Like, just for a little shout out that you guys have done. Like, it's so great. And I was like, Anna, your music's sick. Of course, I want people to listen to it. Like, you're so good. Like, it's nice to be able to like give, you know. And I think
Like showing the support that like it's not like we're like, oh, we have a big platform now, so we're going to show off that we've got a big platform. They're shouting at all these fans. Like, it's not like that.
no, not at
It's
all.
like they have always supported us, so like we're just supporting them back, and it's just one of those things. If we can get them some listeners, then it's great, because if they would do the same for us.
Exactly. And we wouldn't be where we are right now if it wasn't for other bands and other promoters and other people in the industry being kind to us. So I think that is one thing I've so learned. And I know people always say it, but in the music industry, if you want to get anywhere, you need to be kind, and you need to be loving, and you need to know everyone. It's really hard, but you need to know where you meet people and just be kind to them. And you never know who's going to be mixing your track down the line, or you never know who's going to be a promoter down the line, or you never know whose band is going to blow up and they might ask you to support, things like that. Just be nice to everyone, because there's so much hate. Right? Why be horrible?
Honestly, like the music industry is such a toxic place anyway. Like, so like what's the need to be even more nasty?
Yeah,
Like,
I think we've noticed
not
that.
needed
Just,
yet.
we've noticed that just dealing with some managers. Like a lot of the times, it's like having some of them are just like dead rude. They don't like give you even the time of day, and it's end of the day, everyone wants to talk about music. Everyone wants to get into it, and we've had positions where we're kind of like trying to battle just to sit down on a call with somebody for 45 minutes to an hour, and they're just being rude, blunt, horrible, or like, the worst thing that I find is like the whole like scene, and then they just like, nah, sorry, or like, oh, just nah, or like just dead bluntness. And I think like no one knows where anyone's going, no one knows who anyone. You've just got to be nice, because actually, end of the day, if all that comes out of it, you gain someone who's a friend, or you gain someone who you enjoy their company. That's all that really matters. If it works out on a business sense, then yeah, happy days. But if not, end of the day, you can just be like, oh, I'm in this city, so and someone else. You can just jump to a gig, and you've got people around you that you kind of know. I think there's like a massive thing about like positive networking instead of like needing it for business.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think like it's obviously the intention's always there, but it's just nice to meet people in the industry and like share good music and chats. And like podcasts like this are so good because it gives people the opportunity not only to listen to a funny podcast, but you also like learning and talking to great people on the way. Like the people you guys have had on have been so good. And like I've listened to like an odd few because they're just, it's nice to learn, nice to have a little chat, and it's just nice to spread like positivity. I feel like not enough of that happens, especially in an industry like this, especially when, you know, upcoming bands, that's what they need. They just need a bit of kindness and reassurance that fucking hell, it takes time, and we know that more than most. But it's so worth it just to produce music that you like and have people who enjoy music just as much as you.
Absolutely.
That's the second inspirational speech of the podcast. That was that's another one.
Time mark for each one.
Yeah, exactly. We need like a klaxon to go off when it was like the next inspiration. Here we go.
I'm just going to clip it up and put like a YouTube video over it of like something rolling through some hills and stuff and like all the words written out.
People like jumping off high diving boards and and like all of that sort
like
of
really
stuff.
like emotional music but like a silver violin
In the background.
Oh, I love it. That was good.
Brilliant.